Mr. Fye, you have petitioned the court for paternity tests on the defendant's 2 children, 2-year-old Nathan and 8-month-old Samuel. Additionally, you have requested a lie detector test for the defendant because you claim her infidelity has not only created paternity doubt, but has destroyed your relationship. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Hennie, although you've admitted to cheating in the past, you say you have no doubt that Mr. Fye is your children's biological father. So, Mr. Fye, tell me how important these results are today.
You know, Your Honor, these kids, they call me daddy every day. And, you know, it kind of hurts me because as they got older, the kids don't look like me.
They do look exactly like
They don't look like me. I mean, Nathan, he's got different futures than what I have. And, you know, little Sammy, he kind of looks more like Nathan, too. They both look alike. And, you know, little Sammy's got my full name, except for he's the 4th. And I don't think it's right.
And so you claim that her infidelity in the past has caused you to doubt.
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain.
I was gone away for 45 days. And when I came back, people, even friends, told me that she was messing around with a guy from the neighborhood.
We were not messing around.
That's not what my friends told me. But when I confronted the gentleman about it, he came, you know, I was on the phone with him, and he told me they did mess around twice. Well, when I confronted her about it, she denied it. So I had him on the cell phone. And then when I confronted her with the cell phone with him on it, she started crying, and then she admitted to me she cheated on me once.
So you did admit that, Ms. Hennie?
Yes, Your Honor.
You cheated on him while he was gone?
One time.
One time.
More like 4.
It only takes one time. We know that in paternity court.
Right, but this was about 2 months before I got pregnant by him.
And so you're saying it was not in the window of conception?
Right.
Mr. Fye, you don't seem to be buying that.
No, Your Honor.
Why?
Because I've caught recent text messages in her phone of her talking to her ex-boyfriends. And, you know, we've been together for 6 years on and off. And every time we've split up, we wasn't even split up a week or two, and she was already messing around with some other guy.
All right, so you have doubts surrounding both children. Let's talk about Nathan first. Explain to me why you doubt.
I have an oval-shaped head, okay, Your Honor? My ears are close to my head. He has a block head. A block head. I mean, his ears have a dip in them. I don't have none of them.
I'm sorry, but I have dips in my ears. He has my ears.
I don't have big ears like he does. His sticks out more, and he has that block head. I don't have a block head. Mine's more of an oval shape.
So you're saying your head is an oval shape?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's why you submitted this. And you're saying Nathan has a different shaped head than you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you say his ears don't fall like you?
Yes, correct.
So you're saying because of the way his head is shaped, he is not your son?
Correct. I don't think he's mine.
So are you saying the other man had a similarly shaped head?
Yes, Your Honor.
Really?
Yes.
As Nathan?
Yep.
And
correct.
you've seen this other man enough to be able to compare?
Yes. He used to be a close friend of mine.
Oh. Ms. Hennie, how did you end up sleeping with your boyfriend's close friend?
Our kids hung out. When he went away for that 45 days, we were hanging out with our kids, and it didn't start out that way, but it's just one thing led to another, and
45 days is only a month and a half.
yeah.
So were you all in a good relationship when he went away?
I mean, not really.
So bottom line is he was gone, and then this friend was over with the kids. One thing led to another. You say you slept with him. How many times?
Once.
He told me twice.
He confessed this to you?
Yes, Your Honor. I suspected them messing around because I was gone, and him and his girlfriend had split up right before I left, too. But when I asked her, she told me, oh, I went over and set up a play date. I told her I didn't know setting up a play date is what you guys call it nowadays. Because, I mean, cheating on somebody, I mean, that's not a play date. Unless it's, you know, a play date for adults, but not for no kids. And then when I confronted him about it, he was like, yeah, we messed around twice.
Let's go to your doubts around Samuel.
Little Sammy, me and her was split up at the time. And it came down to it where she was telling me, oh, I'm out with my friends. But then again, she was with some other guy. And it's the same guy that I think was Nathan's dad.
No.
That's not true?
Nope.
So you believe Samuel and Nathan have the same biological father?
Correct.
And you think they're both your friends' kids?
Yes.
And Miss Hennie, you say that's not true.
It's not true.
But you all were broken up, so were you seeing somebody else during the time?
No.
No one at all?
Nope.
You're lying.
So you didn't cheat on
I did not cheat on him.
at all?
No.
Just lying.
And why do you know she's lying?
Because, I mean, the guy told me he messed around with her twice already.
Oh,
And
because he said twice. You think
yeah.
it's...
And I mean, he's never lied to me in the past before. And then when I was, when we split up, that's who she ran back to. 3 weeks after him and her, got done, me and her got back together, and that's when she said she was pregnant with Sammy.
There was like a 2-month difference between any pregnancy and me cheating on him. There's no way that any of these kids are not his. If he doesn't think they're his kids, then I have their birth certificates that he signed.
I'd like to see those. Jerome?
She cheated on me 4 times, Your
It was
Honor.
not 4 times, it was one
4
time.
times?
4 times.
One time.
So these are the birth certificates for the children. The first, Nathan James Fye, father's name, Samuel John Fye III. The second child, Samuel John Fye IV, father Samuel John Fye III. So you presented these birth certificates to show the court what exactly?
That he signed those saying that he is the father.
Did you sign them, or was your name just listed by the mother?
I signed them. My father has always been in my life, so I figured, I don't want to be, denying these kids.
So this signature above your name, that is your name?
Yes, Your Honor.
Not just typed in, but signed?
Yes.
And you admitted that you actually executed these birth certificates?
Yes, Your Honor.
At the time you executed them, did you believe you were the biological father?
Well, Samuel John Fye IV, I had signed the paperwork because when she had him at the hospital, I had signed the affidavit sheet because me and her was talking about names. I had to go downstairs and take care of some work business, and when I came back up, she already filled out the name and everything and shipped it out.
You're the one that told me to name him that.
I did not tell you
Yes.
to name him that.
So you're saying for the child that carries your name, Samuel Fye IV, you're saying you didn't give her permission to
No,
give
not,
him that
not
name?
for his name. We were
Really?
discussing 2 different names at the time. And then when I left to go downstairs, that's when she filled out the rest of the form and she gave him my name.
Was the reason why you didn't give her permission to use the name explicitly because you had doubt?
Yes, Your Honor. I had doubt that he wasn't mine, so that's why I didn't really want to give him my name. And then me and
Your
her,
name
we
was there
talked
before you
about
signed it.
No, we talked about it, and then we come up with like 2 different names, and we were going more with the other name than this name. And she ended up doing that when I went downstairs to take care of some work.
When he went downstairs in the hospital, Miss Hennie, did you take it upon yourself to just give the baby his name?
No, Your Honor. It was his idea to name the baby after him to keep that name going on.
So, Mr. Fye, you signed the birth certificate, so what's the big deal about your name? You're
Well,
still the legal father.
Today, if I find out the kids ain't mine, I want, Samuel John Fye IV, I want his name taken from him. And Nathan, I want my last name pulled from the birth certificate.
Ultimately, you claim if the paternity test doesn't go your way and you are not this children's biological father, this relationship is over.
Correct.
Or if the lie detector proves that Ms. Hennie is not telling the truth,
Then it's done between us.
then the relationship is over as well.
Correct.
Ms. Hennie, were you in a relationship with this other guy for a while?
No, we were not in a relationship.
And you still continue, only slept with him that one time?
Yes.
It was more than once.
No.
4. There's 4 times she cheated on me.
4 times or one time?
One time.
I've caught several text messages in her phone of, her
Talking to a
her
friend
ex-
is not
no,
cheating.
Her ex-boyfriends and stuff like that, like, oh, I had a good time, stuff like that. That's not, I don't play that.
Tell the court, how has this paternity doubt affected the way Mr. Fye treats the children?
He treats the kids just fine. It's just when we fight, he throws that in my face. Well, how do I know these kids are mine? He just makes comments like that.
But you don't treat the children any differently, Mr. Fye?
No, I love them kids to death. But, if they ain't mine, like I said, I want Sammy's name taken from him, and I want Nathan's last name taken.
Well,
And I don't want to be in no relationship with her no more.
But really, If you love the kids so much, is that what's in their best interest, you believe?
I mean, she knows if the kids ain't mine, she knows I'll still be there for them kids, but it's just I don't want to be with her. It's just a repeated over and over thing for her, and she thinks that it's just fun and games, and I'm no fun and games.
See, none of this is gonna have to happen though, because when you see these results,
Well, we'll find out.
you'll see.
When we find out, if it comes back that I am the kids' father and you told the truth, I'll apologize to you. But
Good.
other than that, I'm done.
So tell me, what is the relationship like now? Do you have any trust? I mean, it doesn't
He has
sound like
no
you
trust at all.
Miss Hennie too much at all, Mr. Fye.
Yeah, I don't trust her at all. Ever since she
I can't even go to work without having to text him and call him on every break, the whole break,
Now, see,
my whole lunch.
That's a lie.
I can't even go to work
She does that
without.
to me every time I'm at work. If I don't answer my phone,
No.
because I'm a security officer. If I'm at work and I can't answer my phone, she's accusing me of cheating. Oh, which girl you with today?
No.
I'm at work. I even send her
That's what
pictures
he
that I'm
does
at
to
work.
me. I don't do that to him. I'm usually sleeping while he's at work.
This sounds like trust issues all
Yes,
over the place.
a lot of
Wrong.
trust issues.
So this is affecting the family.
Yes.
What have you done thus far, Miss Hennie? I mean, it just seems like he doubts everything you do. He doubts the children. Have you done anything to try to prove to him that these are his children?
Yeah. I mean, I've
When
told him
both of the-
anything possible, anything you want me to do.
When both of
That's
the
why
boys,
I'm here today.
When both of the boys was
To
born,
prove to him, these are your kids. I'm not lying to you. We've been together for on and off for 6 years. If he didn't want to be with me, he could have did this a long time ago.
Wait, listen, Your Honor. When the boys was born, I asked her to establish DNA test right there at the hospital.
No, you did not.
She wouldn't
And you
do
could
it.
have did that before you signed anything. But
I sat there and I even told her, I said, I want DNA done on both of the boys. She wouldn't do it. Oh, I ain't got my ID. I'll go home and get your ID.
You felt like she was avoiding it?
Correct.
that's not true. He was back and forth from our house to the hospital countless times. If he wanted to bring my ID, he could have brought my ID.
So you have not been avoiding a DNA
No.
test?
If I was avoiding it, I wouldn't have got it for this.
So you are asserting that you only had sex with this family friend one time, and you are proof positive, certain, that Mr. Fye is your children's biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm ready for the results. Jerome? First off, we're gonna do the paternity test, and then I will get to the lie detector results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Fye versus Hennie, when it comes to 2-year-old Nathan Fye, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Fye, you are the father.
Who doesn't look like who?
I apologize for that. Now let's see Sammy.
Second result. In the case of Fye versus Hennie, when it comes to 8-month-old Samuel Fye IV, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Fye, you, in the case of Fye versus Hennie, when it comes to 8-month-old Samuel Fye IV, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Fye, you are the father.
Change what name?
I apologize for that.
Yeah.
But we still have the lie detector test. Jerome, the results, please.
There you go.
I've reviewed these lie detector results, and in light of the results, I would like to see you both in my chambers. Court is adjourned.
Mr. Page, you claim your ex-fiancée and the mother of your 3-year-old son cheated on you and then took your son to another state to marry the man she cheated with. Now you say Miss Sutton also has a 2-year-old daughter whom she claims is yours, even though her husband has been raising her as his own. You have petitioned the court for a DNA test to determine whether or not the child in question is, in fact, your daughter. Now, Miss Sutton,
Your
you
Honor.
admit to having sex with both men around the same time and
Yes,
are
I do.
unsure
Yes.
if your ex-fiance or your current husband is the father of your 2-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
You are seeking a definitive answer when today's DNA results are revealed so you and your husband can rebuild trust in your relationship.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Page, why did you and your ex-fiance break up?
You would never believe what happened. My ex-fiancée, Alicia, cheated on me.
I sure
and
did.
moved to another state with my son. And then,
So wait, back me
Yes.
up. Back
Can I
up for a
start?
second, Mr. Page.
Can I start?
You're together.
we was together, Your Honor.
You're engaged.
Yes.
Your Honor.
And then you found out she was cheating.
Yes.
Tell
she
me
started
about
like this.
this.
She said her girlfriend have a question for me. And I said, what kind of question? She said, she cheated on a man. And I said, wow. She said, what would you do if you was in our shoes? I said, I would leave her. And then she started crying, Your Honor. And I said, please tell me it's not you. She said, yes, it is. I went to the room. When I went to my room, and I bust out crying because I loved her so much with all my heart.
But before that, you had no
didn't have
inclination
no
that she
idea.
may be cheating?
Yes, Your Honor, because I loved her so much. I would 10-hour day, 10-hour shift a day to take
my
care and
God.
support my family, my household, everything, Your Honor.
Okay.
And that's what I get out of a cheater.
Okay, yeah, I was a cheater, but let's start from the beginning. That's
Let
not...
me hear from you from the
Okay,
beginning, Miss
first
Sutton.
of all, we have a 3-year-old son, and yes, he was there at the birth of my son. But the reason why I cheated, because you was never home. You want to do what you want to do, smoking, drinking. If I'm hearing you out doing all these things, why I can't go do it? Y'all can take that picture down, because that's not a happy family no more. That was the beginning.
You're right. It's not
That was
a
the
happy family.
beginning
You're right.
of my 3-year-old son when he was doing what he had to do.
I come home 10-hour shift, Your Honor.
It's not
I
about
cook,
what you came
clean.
home- let me
She
take
never
off my
got up,
heels.
Your Honor. She never got up
You
in the
gotta
middle
take
of the
your
night.
shoes off?
Yeah, I gotta take my shoes. I don't want to throw
Go
it at him,
ahead
so
and
I'm
get
gonna take them
comfortable.
off
Is
and
that
slide
gonna help
them
you
to
tell the truth?
Yes.
She never
Okay,
got
Miss
up, Your
Sutton,
Honor.
you're in a relationship with Mr. Page. You're engaged. Things are going along, but you're not happy.
Yes.
He's working,
Happy at first.
and you start getting information that suggests that he's
Yes.
out doing some
Even
things
though
he
I'm
shouldn't
not
be
just
doing.
gonna believe girls or what they say, but your own male friends are telling me this.
Okay.
That you're hanging out with.
They're
Yes, I
saying-
did hand that,
So
Your Honor.
what-
What did they tell you?
Oh
what
my
did they
God,
tell you
man.
specifically?
Okay, your fiance is my homeboy or whatever, but I don't like the way what he doing. He's in other girls' face and all that stuff. I
Are you
said, okay,
serious?
you can be in other females' face, but what is he doing with these females? Oh, you don't even want me to tell you.
That's a
That's
lie,
how
Your
they go.
Honor.
You don't
The
even
only
want me
thing
to
I used
tell
to
you.
do-
If your homeboy is saying you don't even want me to tell, that means you sleeping with her. You sitting up here
Don't-
acting like I was such
And
a
you
hoe and I
confronted
cheated.
him about this?
She never confirmed me with that,
Yes.
Your Honor. She would always say, I'm tired. Yes, you're right. You're tired by sleeping around. And then I told her one day.
Sleeping around with
Yes,
one person.
Yes, it don't
But how
matter
many people you sleeping around with?
Zero.
Mr. Page, were you sleeping around at that
No,
time?
Your Honor.
Of course
never
he gonna
slept.
tell you that. Wow.
I don't believe.
But a girl
I
just
don't
never
believe
popped up pregnant, but I'm
cheating.
a hoe because I popped up pregnant. Wow.
You can't turn a hoe to a housewife.
You
That's
sure
it.
can't.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's it.
Let's
That's it.
watch
Thank you.
our
That's why I
language.
made you my wife.
Thank you.
Let's watch our language
I'm sorry,
in the
Your Honor.
courtroom. All right. You never cheated when you
I
all were
never
engaged.
cheated, Your Honor.
Oh
'cause
my
let me-
God.
So
Okay.
what you did, well, you worked, you came home, you
I
cooked, you said you cleaned.
I clean every time. I show my son in bed.
Okay.
After my son in bed, I'm an unhappy person. So now I just.
Okay, so that
I'm
gives
an
you a reason
unhappy
to cheat.
person.
If you
no,
unhappy?
I went out and drank late
Okay,
night. I went
okay.
out and drank with
So
my
you were
son.
out hanging out,
Yes,
and
Your
you were
Honor.
drinking, but you weren't cheating.
Yes,
Now,
never cheated.
Miss Sutton, when you heard was that he was out sleeping around.
I didn't believe it at first because I want to find out on my own. I'm not just
So
finna
what did
believe
you
no
do?
females. Okay, I waited it out.
Okay.
I waited out, and we kept building the relationship. We both knew we wasn't unhappy. So I was in nursing school. I got tired of hearing that. I found somebody else who is with my husband now. That's who I cheated with. The only person So that's the reason why I did what I did.
I told Mike, Your Honor, when I told
my God.
Mike.
Yes,
Your Honor, I told
I
Mike.
do agree with him at first. I made up this lie saying my friend want to know this question because I was scared at
Your
first.
Honor, I told Mike, when I told Mike,
I
right?
do believe she said Miss Sutton is talking right now.
But you're not telling the truth. You're going to tell the truth.
talking,
Tell the
though.
truth, all the truth.
I'm talking. Like I said, I do believe he was.
Seems to me you all know how to run this courtroom all by yourself. It's a shame you don't know how to work out your problems by
Your Honor,
yourself.
let me tell you,
Because he's not a good
Your Honor,
father.
I'm not a good father.
Why would you want to
It's a
know?
shame.
If I'm
Oh
not
my
a good
God.
father, I've done everything. I told Mike, I'm trying to get my heart
Wow.
free, Your Honor.
You're speaking
Oh, my
about
God.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes, I spoke about Mr. Cooper. I told Mr. Cooper up, and I said, Mr. Cooper, how you doing? This is Pierre. You don't know who I am. I'm calling you for a reason. My fiancée, Alicia Sutton, he started saying right there, he said, I'm sorry. That should never happen. I said, did you sleep with Alicia? He said, yes, I did.
Okay.
At that time, my one tear dropped in my eyes.
Just one.
One tear
Oh,
just
my
dropped.
God.
I promise you. A tear dropped in my eyes.
feel
My
this.
heart felt like it was upon my hand. That's how I know that the love I have for her
Really?
was over. I should not hear from another man what you done to my ex-fiancée.
Now, I want to get to this point where you two are in this relationship and you find out that you're pregnant, Miss
Yes.
Sutton. Now, take me there.
I found out I was pregnant. Yes, I was scared. I didn't want to tell him the truth. When I told Micah I was pregnant, I was like, okay, it's either gonna be you or Pierre, of course. But I want to work it out with my fiance because at the time, he didn't know I cheated until I told him. So me and Pierre was on good terms. So that's when Michael stepped back. But that's when Pierre started acting stupid. So he was like, I ain't gonna do nothing for you and the baby. So I left. Me and my son packed up. Me being pregnant, I moved back to Georgia with my mom.
Miss Sutton, how do you think he would feel if he actually called Mr. Cooper, the guy you were cheating with on the phone, talked to him? It was confirmed
I
that
understand
you
that, yes.
were sleeping with him. So do you understand where his hurt comes from?
Okay, I would hurt too, but yes, I do understand where it's coming from.
Do you feel badly at all that
Yes,
you
I
were
do.
engaged
because
to
he
him?
he was a good person. He was doing what he had to do. But
I'm still a good
like
man.
I said, I don't know that. I'm not with you now.
Thank
so we're
God.
not talking about still a good man. I don't know. So we're talking about now. You can't just say still a good man. You're not
I am a
now.
good man. You two
Because
deserve each other.
We do.
How can you?
But he's been taking care of your son for 3 years that you haven't seen.
Your Honor, I would love to be in this
Since he
picture
was
of my
9
son.
months.
I have a picture for you to see.
You haven't seen
and what
since
I
he
say,
was 9 months. Thank you.
You're
He's
right.
3.
You're right.
But you went to
I have a-
Haiti
can you see-
twice instead of coming seeing your child. But
The
you
way
worrying
you
about
mentioned-
a 2-year-old.
I got
How you
two-
gonna worry about her and you
I got-
can't?
What are you
handle a
holding,
3-year-old?
Mr. Page?
I got a picture where
That's
she posted on Facebook. When I asked her, I said, I'm taking care of my son. You know, money come every week. I
Wow,
take care.
money. He was providing the money. He was there.
Your man provided money with what
He
job?
was there.
All right, so these
He was
are
there.
pictures
Picture
that
of-
Miss Sutton, you posted of Mr. Page's son with the guy you cheated on him with.
Yes, she did.
My husband. Yes.
I
Oh,
asked her
God.
for a picture of
You
my
wanna act
son,
like you
a
a good
professional
father.
picture.
What is
She
the
told me
picture
that.
gonna do?
She told me that like this.
Okay.
If you want a picture of your son, you get it from Facebook. I don't know if you're a parent or not.
I am.
As a parent, that would hurt you if you open this picture.
Did you post this picture to be
No,
the
I
picture
did not
you were
post that
trying?
picture. My sister took that picture and Michael put it
Your
on
Honor,
his page.
Alicia
Thank
Sutton.
you very
What does that
much.
say, Your Honor? Alicia
It's on my
Sutton.
page.
So let me ask you
Whatever.
something, Mr. Page. I do want to know if you've made 2 trips out of the country.
Exactly.
Why is it
Then
you
went
haven't
over there
made
and got
one within the
married.
country to see
know
your
what?
son?
You're right, Your Honor. But
Yeah.
guess what? My ex-fiancée, I'm doing
my
battle with this.
God.
My grandmother, everybody passed away. That means a lot to me. So my world at that present moment was upside down. And then I met somebody in Haiti trying to find love.
Married. Didn't tell Your Honor,
Trying
this
to
the
find
thing.
love.
He told me he was going to jail.
Now let's talk about the 2-year-old little girl that's in question now. Have you ever seen this child?
I never met her, Your Honor, but the reason I never met her is because every time I'm trying to go to the next level, I don't want to get close to her and then to find out she's not mine. It would hurt me twice. So 2 men,
First
you don't
of
know who's your
all,
father.
I
That's a
know
shame.
it's my husband's. Thank you. I feel in my heart it's my husband. At the beginning, I did want to know, but since We was married, and my husband say he don't want. I'm not finna go behind my husband back and get a private test just for you to make you happy.
All right, so first get straight that the test is not about your husband necessarily. It's really about the child.
Exactly.
Understanding and getting to know who their parent is as well.
We've been supposed to find
Ms. Sutton,
out.
I do want to hear from your husband. Jerome, could you please escort Mr. Cooper into the courtroom, please? Mr. Cooper, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
We've been talking about your relationship with Miss Sutton and also her relationship with Mr. Page, and how there is a beautiful 2-year-old child that needs to know who their father is. And I want to understand from you why you have either doubts or confirmation in your mind that you are the biological father.
Your Honor, she's mine. You know, plain and simple. You know, the last 2 years, I've taken care of this baby. I've done everything I could. She's mine. I feel it in my heart that she's mine. You know, despite what happened between Alicia and I and her ex-fiance, I accept that. I'm sorry for that. But when Alicia told me she was pregnant, you know, I was excited, you know.
No, you was not excited. Because when
Yes,
I
he was excited.
When I told you, you told me that this child is not yours. Yes or no?
my
Then that's
God.
what you say. Yes or no? Answer that question.
Your Honor,
First of all,
this little girl is mine. I was excited when Alicia told me that she was pregnant. I feel in my heart that this baby is mine.
like he said, he been taking care of her for 2 years.
when you spoke with Mr. Page on the phone, from that time forward, were you guys conversing, or was that your only conversation?
That was the only conversation, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Because I don't know him. Like I told him, I don't have no problem with him.
Okay.
Because I wasn't in a relationship with him. I was
So
with her.
this is the first time, the very first time you two have met face to face.
Yes,
Yes.
Your Honor.
But you believe, it's your contention, you just said that he believes that the child is not his.
When I spoke to him, he said this child is not his.
But you disagree with that.
I totally disagree. Those words never came out of my
Okay.
mouth.
Okay, so we understand now that you two disagree as to how that conversation came about. Now, moving forward, Ms. Sutton and Mr. Cooper, this entire situation has been wreaking havoc in your marriage. You all have been having some difficulty. Now, Mr. Cooper, you just nodded and said yes, and Ms. Sutton, you just said no. So that is evidence to the court that there is drama in this relationship.
Yes, it is.
We just ruled on that. What's going on?
I mean, we have our ups and downs. Yes, we are still legally married, but we're separated right now. So
They're going through
Some
stuff in
state
front of my
okay.
son.
Okay.
you don't even care about your son, Pierre.
Now, how
Shut
you
gonna
up
tell
with
me I
that.
don't care about my son?
He's 3 and you haven't seen him since he was 9
Okay, I know
months.
my faults.
That hurt
I know
him.
my faults.
Okay, how you know your faults?
I know what I have to. I know
How?
what I have to do from this day forward.
Every year you say you're gonna come get him.
But
You
from
either
this day
can't get out
forward-
work, went to Haiti, got married, or with another
Okay,
female.
that was the past.
It's always
That was
something.
the past. This
Okay,
day
this
forward-
is the future. He's 3.
Mr. Page, you have now placed on the record that you know you've made mistakes.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that you need to do better and step up as a man.
I am stepping
But
up.
Now,
let
I've
me
heard
hear
you.
you say that, Your Honor.
I want to see you act
Thank
on
you.
that.
I
He
will, Your
thinks
Honor.
sending money
So,
and taking care of his
back
son.
to, very briefly, your marriage. I just want to hear from Mr. Cooper. How has this affected the marriage?
We've had our problems, but despite all of that, I love these kids.
So, Mr. Cooper, what are you hoping for today? What do you want?
I'm hoping that she's mine. I'm hoping she's mine, and I'm hoping that this is going to restore my family and my marriage.
And how about you, Ms. Sutton?
I don't know about the marriage part, but I'm working on it. I just want this resolved, like to find out who. I just want it resolved.
So you're
And
not
if it-
sure whether you want to even be in a relationship with Mr. Cooper
I'm
anymore?
happy right now what I'm doing, taking care of my. Because I always feel like I have to be with somebody. Now I'm stronger. I'm taking care of my kids on my own. I'm doing better
You
as a
don't care
woman,
about
and I
the
feel like
kids.
I
You
feel.
care about the money. That's all it is.
Oh,
Just
my
admit to
God.
it. That's all you
Really?
care about, the money.
Mr. Page,
Really?
you are paying child support for your son.
$150 Just
a
started,
week,
yes.
Your Honor.
Okay. I think it's time for us all to learn the results. Jerome, if you could please hand me the envelope.
There you go, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Page. These results, as prepared by DNA Diagnostics, are as follows. In the case of Page v. Sutton, when it comes to 2-year-old Jalecia Mr. Page, you are her father. No emotion. What are you feeling?
I always want a precious daughter. That's my first daughter in the family. And I'm gonna love her and raise her.
Mr. Cooper, I see you feeling very emotional. I know this wasn't the news you wanted.
She's still mine.
Over my dead body. That's my daughter.
Now,
That you would never see.
listen.
He just
He's not going to see them because you don't believe he will show? Or
Yes.
he's not going to see them because you won't allow
No,
him?
I allow. I'm not gonna keep
Good.
no child from their father. I'm not gonna
Good.
do that.
Good.
Never.
But what I've heard him say today is that he plans to be a father to his son and to his daughter, and you gotta allow him that opportunity. And you need to live up to it. And Mr. Cooper, I know you have been a father to this young girl. Let's be very honest. And I know how much you wanted to be her biological father. Sometimes I don't know if these are sad moments for the court when I see a father who stands before me and you've never seen your child. And then sometimes I feel like that is exactly why paternity court needs to exist. And that's the magical, wonderful part of this, is because today, if you are willing, you can see your beautiful baby girl, Jalecia, in my chambers today.
Yes, I will, Your Honor.
I think it would be wonderful.